as you know, you can't talk to reporters between the time that you've been named and the time you're confirmed. But there was a reporter, Michael Dobbs from the Washington Post, who wanted to do a profile, and Jamie, actually, we gave him names of people that, and by the way, you can't call me Madam Secretary since we are really good friends, and this is all a show. But the bottom line is we gave him names of people that he might talk to in Europe. And on the day that I was confirmed and I was secretary, he came into my office and started showing me the most unbelievable documents. The Germans were very organized and had little cards for everybody that was and what transport they were on, and then pictures, and he said, "Did you know this is your family?" And I had no idea. And it's one thing to find out you're Jewish, which does add to interest to an already complex background, but another to find out that relatives had died in concentration camps. And that was a stunning shock. And the only way I can describe it, Christiane, it's as though I had been asked to represent my country in a marathon, the first time a woman would have represented. Then I was given a very heavy package, not only to carry, but to unwrap as I ran. And so here I was trying to be Secretary of State. So I asked my brother and sister to go to the Czech Republic to begin to figure out the story. And there was a marvelous man there, Thomas Kraus, who was head of the Jewish community in Prague. And he kind of took them around to the various little towns and met a lot of people. And that's how we began to put the real story together. I did discover that I have a cousin Pedro in Sao Paulo. It was a complicated family story.
But, you know, I just cannot imagine what it must have been to be in your office that day and suddenly have a stranger, frankly, put this unbelievable piece of information in front of your nose. I mean, how did you react there and then?
I was so completely stunned. I can't even begin to it was appalling news. I mean, appalling by what they were telling me, and appalling at the time they were telling me, and also then accusing me of lying. And so I described in my memoir, Madam Secretary, kind of the divided feeling I had, and for several, not just several days, for a very long time. But one of the feelings is during the State of the Union message, you know how they announced, you know, Mr. President, the cabinet, and it was the first time in American history that a woman led that procession down the aisle. And I was sitting there and I thought, this is fabulous, but I'm going to be fired because they're going to think that I lied, and I had not lied. And so the combination of learning these things that were so horrendous, and then wondering what effect it would really have, and at the same time, already beginning to be thrown into all the activities that a Secretary of State has to undertake.
So here you were, sort of, it was intimated that you had been lying about your past and your background, and you were also confronted with what must have been something painful, and that is the fact that your parents, if they didn't lie to you, they hid from you your identity and the terrible things that had happened to your family.
My only way of explaining it is they thought, why? Why would you do to your children kind of transfer the sadness that they had? And we really did have, we were a very nuclear family. There were just the three children and my parents, and I think they wanted to put it all behind them, which I can't blame them for, but I really do think that their value system was right. They believed in valuing the individual and in fighting for what was good and the importance of democracy.